Hi, I'm Randy with Fairchild Communications, and I want to give you a brief overview of the Epson 695WI projector and some of its functions. As you see behind me, I have a whiteboard that currently has the video image projected from the laptop, duplicating the screen. In my hand I have the remote. It has multiple sources across the top. You can also hit source search and it will pick up the next available source that's projecting an image. Currently the only image is the computer. If I hit source search, it'll bring up a menu. It's looking for any other available sources. The HDMI input is connected, but there's nothing being projected, so it's giving us a blue screen. If I hit it again, it goes back to the computer monitor. On this screen, arrow where I can hide the menu, power button, timer. If you click the timer, you can turn the volume up and down, count up or down, select your timer, hit start. It will count down, and when it gets to the end, it will make a beep to let you know it's done. Hit reset to stop it. Turn the timer back off or increase, whatever you want to do. Hit off for that. Your next option is to do split screen, and this is if you wanted to have, let's say you had Apple TV hooked to HDMI. You could have Apple TV playing on one side and have your computer lesson on the other side if you have something that the kids need to be able to look at. When you're done using split screen, it would give you the option to exit and it would go back to the regular screen. Next thing is the audio, and that is the built-in speaker that's built into the projector. You can turn it up and down. It's set currently at 20, which is the full volume. So X, shut that off. Pause. Well, pause if you have something going on the screen. This here with the little speaker and screen with the X in it. If you hit that, it shuts off your screen temporarily if you want to talk to the children and not have them sidetracked by what's on the screen. As soon as you touch the screen, it'll bring it back on. The zoom, you can actually zoom your image in or out. This is a projection mode. Currently, the projectors are not connected to be able to project an image out to any other devices. They do have that capability if your particular location had a second monitor in another location, another room maybe, that you wanted to mirror your image to. You can click here, deliver the image currently being selected, you hit yes, and it sends that image to the computer and allows you to save it. Also, you can hit save. You can save the current image on a USB storage. Currently there's no USB storage plugged into the projectors. I don't believe that's an option at this point, but if you wanted to, you could save it. You hit yes, cannot save because there's nothing, no. If you hit print, if you have a network printer or a printer connected to your computer as we do over here, you could actually print this image off the screen. If you've written something that you want to save for your children, you can do that. The home button takes you back to the startup screen. On the startup screen, you can pick whichever device is plugged in to play your video off of. If you hit power consumption, it's in auto mode right now. If you hit it again, normal. It has an eco mode where it actually dims the light a little bit. And if it gets darker in here or brighter, it will adjust. Eco 2 is a little more conservative. We normally leave it on auto. Closed captioning. If you're playing a movie, you want closed captioning on, depending on if it's necessary for your particular class, you can have that on. Auto calibration. If you ever have an issue with your image or your touch screen not picking up your touching, wherever you're touching on the board, best thing to do is go back to this home screen, hit auto calibration, hit yes to allow it to calibrate. Now during this calibration, you do have to make sure that there's nothing on the board that's in the video area, or it will not calibrate. Takes a minute. Okay. Up on the right and left, you have an arrow. If you touch that arrow, it gives you the color palette. We're currently on the main screen. If we want, we can go to whiteboard screen. Takes away your computer image so that you can draw all over the screen if you like. You can click here, the little mountain picture, and you can actually add lines if you wanted to have lines to write on the screen. Or you can go black with white lines. Same thing with checkerboard. If you want to draw something, or you want the kids to draw something, you can have them come up and draw in that area. Let's go back to white, hit the back arrow. Over here, you can select colors and sizes. Right now we're on that size and it's on green, so that's fine. You can draw with your finger or with the marker that comes with it. The marker is really preferred, but if you have to, you can draw with your finger on the screen. To erase an image, you can either select small or large eraser. Do small, makes a line. Large, takes out much more of the image. Or if you just wanted to clear the whole screen, hit delete all, hit yes, and it will clear everything on that screen. A side note with this is, if, let's draw something on here. Okay. Let's say we've drawn something on the whiteboard. If we click and go back to the computer screen, we can also draw on here. But my point is that if you go back to the white screen, whatever you draw on there is still there. So if you draw something on there and you don't want it to be on there when you turn it on the next time, you'll want to erase it, always. Go back to that screen, same thing, hit erase, yes, boom. Both images are gone. You can select different colors. You see these are the small pins and large. These are the defaults. This top pin is the one where you can adjust the size and color. This one down here is actually a highlighter. So let's go back to this. Let's just go with yellow. Okay. Alright. Now we go down here to the highlighter. I'm going to use a pink highlighter. It doesn't color over it, but you can highlight it. Or you can go yellow highlighter, and you can highlight over yellow with yellow here. Then always to erase is always just to erase and yes. Below the arrow, you'll see on projector pin mode, on computer. Now the pin mode is actually PC interactive. So while it's PC interactive, drop that down, we can actually control our PC from the screen. Just as if you were clicking on things on your actual computer. Let me step to this side, and we can go to Google Chrome. open. Type. Here is your keyboard. And I punched in, this is our company, Fairchild Communications. I can select it. It's on Google Maps. Go to our website. And you can scroll through a website just like you could from your laptop. Now, Fairchild has brought you this video to attempt to help you navigate through your Epson 695 printer. There are a few more things I'm going to take the camera and show you that are not on the board. So if you can just bear with me for a moment. This here is the laptop that was being controlled from the projector. Now you'll notice on the laptop, I can actually, let's just X off of that. The easy interactive function should be loaded onto your laptop, either by your IT provider or by your installer, based on where you're utilizing the projector. But we click on this and you can open recent files, you can open your camera. Let's just open the camera right now. You have to select your desktop camera, and you can actually see that the image is being portrayed on the screen and also up on the projector. I currently have it turned down. Let me brighten that up. There we go. So it's pulling that image and sending it to the projector. The nice thing about this is we can go to the highlighter and we can highlight. Now I'm using a much smaller highlighter than what I could. And go to the big highlighter. And you can highlight what's on there and highlight it on the screen. It's very adaptive to what your need may be. Also, when you're on the computer, you can see that there's actually a shape locator. You can pick a circle, make a circle. Always the same thing to erase it, just hit clear screen and it clears everything. If you'd like to write on the screen, you can hit add text. Click on here. And we don't need the keyboard since we're using our laptop. And there we've added hello. The nice thing is we did get done, we can delete it, boom, it's gone. Why show toolbar, we can close it. We can close the image. Take this over to the side. Boom. Up here on top, you can switch back and forth between your whiteboard and your desktop. If you want to save what you've done, you can hit save. You can go back to the home screen, open a file from your computer, open the web browser, everything from this application. There's a toolbox. You can actually have spotlight if you just want light on right there. You can do that. Make it bigger. Screen mode, if you want to shade it, you can make it a little darker if you want, if it's too bright. Capture pictures, your settings, input panel. That closes. You notice your arrows are on the screen here. If you move them on here, they move on the screen, like so. You can X off, closes the program. Now I do want to show you your connections. You have a VGA connection with audio. You have a USB connection. Actually, this USB goes to our printer. You have an HDMI connection, and this is the USB connection which follows the cables to the wall. Every room should have a plate that has a computer with audio, your HDMI, and your USB inputs. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Fairchild Communications or your local IT person at your location. And thank you very much for your attention. Have a good day.